Something about September just hits different for me. The air is crisp. The schools are back open. We are school shopping. We're getting notebooks and pencils. I think that September is sort of like New Year's for women in business. The energy is just electric. Welcome to Girls Make Bank, the podcast show for women who want to learn the art of selling for business and for life. I'm Jack White, seasoned sales professional, entrepreneur, and owner of Honeybees Group. Come back each week to hear inspiring stories from some of our favorite business owners. Learn how to take the ache out of selling and make bank. We're all in this together, so let's get started. Something about September just hits different for me. The air is crisp. The schools are back open. We are school shopping. We're getting notebooks and pencils. We're trying to wrap up our summer homework. Pumpkin spice is back in season. And if you are anything like me, right after Labor Day or right maybe before Labor Day, I start to feel this itch to get back in the game, to sharpen your skills, to line up your goals, to turn ideas into income, to rebuild momentum in your business. And I think that September is sort of like New Year's for women in business. The energy is just electric. Now, I'm filming this on Labor Day here on the East Coast. I actually just kicked my husband and my son out of the apartment so that I could record this episode. My son goes back to school this week, and it's really bittersweet because I love summer. I love the freedom of summer. I love our slower mornings. We do a lot of family travel in the summer. I loved summer as a kid, and so we really try to go big on making memories for our son in the summer. And honestly, that's why I have designed my business the way I have. It gives me the opportunity to slow down this in the summer and make space for that. And I think it's one of the privileges of being a small business owner is that we can create the rhythm that we want in our lives. But sometime around mid-August, I start to crave the structure. I miss my deep work blocks. I want to color code my calendar again. I'm huge on color coding calendars. And I really start to feel this surge of energy to rebuild momentum in my business. Now, behind the scenes, I have been working hard all summer to get ready to launch the Honeybee Sales Circle in a public way. We've been in beta since February, and I've been taking all of the content, all of the modules, all of the feedback, and rebuilding the program to go live. But I've been doing that in sort of my own time. So I want to share today 3 things that I'm doing right now to set myself and my business up for a really strong fall and Q4, and how you can adapt them in your business, really no matter what stage you're in. So, the first thing I'm doing in my business is a self assessment. So, let's start right now. September is not Q4, but September is sort of the unofficial Q4 kickoff. This is when everybody starts to get serious again. It's the final stretch of the year, and it's really the perfect time to reassess. What does that mean? Look at the goals that you set back in January. How is that revenue goal? How is that client count? How did your launch roadmap go versus what you set out to do? Don't just coast to the end of the year. Really take this moment to choose how you want to finish. This is when doubling down on what's working and sort of like scrapping or cutting loose what's not working really can make a difference in your business. Get laser focused on hitting the goal line. So, whether it's an hour or an afternoon or a day, take the time to really assess your business, journal it out, map it out, and set goals for what you want to achieve over the next 4 months. Make it real. The second thing to do during this time, and what I'm focusing a lot of my energy on, is sales calls and connection calls, and lots of them. So, this is always the time when I reconnect with my old leads, my past clients, people I've had DMs or discovery calls with, because guess what? Everyone is feeling this Q4 energy right now. Everyone feels the end of the year quickly creeping up, and many of them are ready for support. Some I invite into the Honeybee sales circles, others I work with one on one, some I refer to somebody else, right? This is about service, but I will have a ton of calls this month. So even if you hate selling, even if you don't like it, think of this as an opportunity to connect and check in and support people where they are in your business and in their business. Okay. The third thing I'm doing is calendar setting. I live and die by my calendar. If it is not there, it does not exist. And I have a whole system. I should do an episode on it. I have a whole system on how I organize my calendar, how I organize my time. I am investing time in getting our school schedule, our family activities, our client work, and our personal routines really locked in now. And a few things that I'm keeping really top of mind as I do this. I'm protecting my deep work time. So I have specific windows for client calls. I used to just sort of like keep my calendar really wide open, and clients or prospects could book whenever they wanted. And what I found is that it would break up kind of my flow. So I would be in a deep work session and then have to stop for a 30-minute connection call and then try to get back into the headspace. And it really wasn't working. So I'm organizing my calendar now in a way where I can take big chunks of time and do similar activities to help create some consistency, some flow, some rhythm. And I'm even building in learning blocks, because this fall, I really want to dive into AI and automation and learn about how we can be using them in our business and how I can be using them in my business. And so I'm building in learning blocks in my calendar to sort of say, okay, here's where I'm going to dive deep into these topics. And that's amazing. And I think we should all be sort of leveling up and figuring out where we want to learn and do more and block time for that, because we get busy and it's easy to just forget about it. And here's one thing that I'm actually doing, and I've always sort of not done this full force, is I'm actually scheduling time off. So, actual blocks of time on my calendar where I am not available for work. It is just family time. It is just reset time. It is just rest time. One other thing that I am doing this month is being really strategic about my content. I am spending a lot of time thinking about my content strategy, my posting cadence, what funnels I want to lean into. In the past, content has always felt like an obligation to me, and I've had moments where I've burned out. I'm posting just to post, I'm sort of rushing ideas, I'm feeling inconsistent about it. And one of the things I really want to change is how I think about my content. And so I've looked at my roadmap through the end of the year and even the beginning of 2026 and what I want to achieve in my business. And now I am tying my content more strategically to my business goals. Total game changer for me, being really thoughtful about my content calendar and holding myself accountable to sticking to it without putting this crazy amount of pressure on needing to post everywhere all of the time, every single day. Molly Godfrey, if you didn't listen to her episode, go back. I call her the fairy godmother of LinkedIn, really sort of calmed my anxiety around how often we need to show up to make an impact on LinkedIn. And it's changed how I think about creating content and posting and engaging in a way that is incredibly beneficial to me. So I'm being a lot more thoughtful about content. And now is a great time to take a moment to think about your content strategy and map things out for the rest of the year. I'm big on batching content. I also want to talk about, before we wrap up, 3 investments that I made over the summer that I would absolutely do again. The first one is I hired an amazing community strategist to help me prep for the Honeybees Sales Circle launch. She provided total clarity and flow. She helped me look at everything I had created, organize it, systematize it, create a beautiful onboarding experience, and really helped me reimagine what the sales circle could be. And that was absolutely an amazing time and money investment. The second thing I did was I hired a systems and an automations pro. Huge ROI for me. Not only saves me a ton of time, so taking time away from having to repeat, do all of these like repetitive tasks over and over again. We really tightened up a lot of leaky spots in my business. I am looking forward to continuing to just improve on the automations and the systems in my own business and sharing what's working and what I'm learning with all of you. The third thing that I did, which I probably could have DIY'd, but it is such a pain point for me, is I hired someone to sit down with me and do a content VIP day. So outsourcing this versus trying to do it myself, one gave me structure that I have a hard time creating around content for myself. It built a lot of momentum, and they had a system and a process and a flow that just really gave me peace of mind. It was a block for me that hiring someone else to help me move through that block was really a fantastic investment for me. So I hope your summer was like my summer, full, chaotic, joyful. Now it is time to reset, to recenter, to recommit. And so I want you to take time to do that. Open your planner, sit down with a journal, and ask yourself, really, what do you need to finish the year strong? Because this is an amazing time to look back at what you've done for the first 8 months of the year and plan a really strong finish to 2025. If you are a woman service provider and you want high touch, real world support around selling, marketing, building sales systems, I want you to come join us inside of Honeybee's Sales Circle. We have taken months of content, feedback, real client results, and we've turned it into a smart, supportive space for you to grow. Join now, honeybeesgroup.co. We also have links in all of the show notes here. Spots are open. I would love for you to apply. You do not need to hustle harder in order to make money in your business, but you do need to work smarter and you do need to have the right skills, tools, and support to get there. Let me know how you are pushing the reset button this September in your own business and your own life. I want to hear from you. I am here to support you. Let's make this a great month. I will talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Make Bank. If you like what you've heard, please remember to subscribe, like, and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Please review and share our show to help spread the word and help your girls make bank. And I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, or visit honeybeesgroup.co. Until next time, friends.